Hey guys, what's up? So, as you probably already heard, the President Biden has dropped out of the presidential race today, and then as more news is coming in, he has endorsed Kamala Harris. A lot of other people on the Democratic side have endorsed her. Um, as far as sorry. As far as what goes on with the election at this point, I don't know. There's so many things happening that this is not a stable, stagnant environment. Things are ever changing. Things are ever progressing. Um, I you know, it could be that there's something happens tomorrow. But to say that this is not unexpected, or that this is unexpected, or this wasn't planned, it's very clear. Vivek Ramaswamy even said in his debate, like, who's the candidate? We know it's not Biden. To say that this is something that came to the forefront at the debate, I think everybody was made aware of it at the debate, but this is not something new to people that have been keeping their eyes open, mostly to people that identify as Republicans or conservatives. This is something that has been very evident, and the writing has been on the wall since Biden even got elected. He was clear that he was a transitional candidate. I think a lot of people thought that that would come even before this election, that he was going to spearhead, kind of be a guy that they knew could beat Trump, and then they could put their candidate in to meet their agenda. That being said, Kamala Harris, I think, is that type of person, but she's very unliked. Her approval rating is around 38%. They were very reluctant to do this. If she was, had a high approval rating, I think they would very much have done this sooner. But to say that this event is unexpected, 3 or 4 years, people have been saying Biden's going to come down with COVID and then they're going to pull him out and something's going to happen. Oh, I need to resign. It's not just the debate. I've known that Biden was not a all put together candidate since before the last election cycle. It was very clear. It just so happened that the debate showed that, whether that was truly whatever they've been giving him these last few years to maintain cognitancy just wasn't given to him, or he is just so much in that decline. And there are some things about Alzheimer's that they say it's a very quick decline. It's steady, 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 and then very quick. But I mean, this has been happening. He's been falling down the stairs. He's been struggling to speak. The last debates, he was really struggling at times to get words together. And then his speeches have just been, so, I mean, the guy can't get through an interview. He can't, he reads, end of quote on a teleprompter. He reads last name on a teleprompter. Like, these are things that have been happening that people are just now starting to see because left-wing media has been pushing for him to resign. So all that being said, I think as believers, we should look at, Romans 13:1 says that all authorities have been put in place by God. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but it's basically saying, like, whether it's a horrible candidate or a great candidate, there is a kingdom coming that is far and above all of them, infinitely far and above. And that's what we should take our hope in. So me as a believer, I put my hope and my faith in Christ. Whether the candidate is Donald Trump, whether it's Kamala Harris, whether it's Joe Biden, whether it's Gavin Newsom, which would be horrible, my faith and my hope relies on Christ. Because I know that one day he is coming, and that there's no candidate that ever gets put in place. There's no plan that ever happens that does not serve his purpose, that does not serve his desire and his goal for humanity to be reconciled to him. So take hope, take heart in that. And when it does come to voting, when it does come to this election cycle, as a believer, as somebody that wants to further the kingdom agenda, not pull away from it, whether it's issues like abortion, issues like healthcare, whether it's issues, about defending yourself, some of these big issues, whether it's the trans issue, vote with the Bible, vote with the candidate that is going to most further that agenda. And I think for me, it is very clear who has been the candidate running that most represents the Christian ethic and worldview. To me, that's Donald Trump. I think he has shown time and time again that he wants to push that as opposed to what's happening, whether it's with the trans thing. He's very much adamantly opposed to transgendering children. He is the first president to March for Life. He does not believe in abortion and wants to step back, and his Supreme Court justices that he put in helped contribute to the overturning of Roe versus Wade, to put it back to the states. He wants people to be able to defend themselves. He's been very, with the Second Amendment, he's been very finicky about healthcare. So I will give you that. I think liberals have done a better job pushing for that. But you pray for your leaders. You hope that they put that in place. And with some of these non-negotiable issues, you vote for people that further that, even if they are mean, I think, even if they do come off as brash. But at the end of the day, the guy has taken a bullet for the American people, for democracy. I think he is pushing for more freedom, not less, but freedom in a way that does not violate the rights of others. So stories ever changing, stories ever growing. We're praying for our leaders, but this whole thing is ever shaking. It's unstable. Tomorrow we could have a completely new candidate. So keep you guys posted, keep you guys updated. God bless. Peace.